Okay, so we're gonna teach a little bit of tricks on how to improve your experience when playing Ballroom. I mean, Ballroom is a really fun little RPG mixed with a little bit of a sandbox where you can pretty much do whatever you like. And you control a small character, which is this guy right here on the screen, which can be three different things. He can be a warrior, a mage, or an archer. And you can have completely different playstyles with them. However, if you're going to start this game, I will suggest that you always go with an archer first, mixed with a swordsman, which is kind of the warrior. It will make things a lot easier, considering that you will need to learn a few things of the game, especially at the start. So, I suggest that you start with an archer, and you will be able to acquire the second class when you reach level 2. So, in here, you will pretty much go to New Game. And in this menu, you can see that it looks a lot complicated, but it's not really at all. When you see the first line, you choose between three different skills, which is cooking, survival, and farming. This game allows you to have a place of your own where you can plant different things and get your herbs for your potions, and you can get your private trees and mining, etc. Then the survival will let you survive a bit more, which will give you an ability to summon a special tent where you can recover it. And also cooking, which will allow you to make better food, because in this game you have to worry about food and water, which will make your character not get penalties because you are lacking one of those. So I recommend that you start with survival. Then in here you can choose if you want to go as a warrior, a mage, or an archer. Like I said, I'd suggest that you start with an archer. And in here you can choose if you want to go with hunting, alchemy, or mining and smelting. The three of them are not relevant because you can acquire the other ones later in the game, but however, you should go with mining, and I'll explain why. It's the easiest way to make money in the game, especially at the start where you're going to need to repair your stuff. So, go with mining. You can try the different other ones, and you can, as said before, you can just get the other ones later. So, we're gonna go with mining, and since I'm an archer, which is going to be a swordman after, I'm going to focus my points first on dexterity, then on strength, and the last ones are gonna go on vitality. I'm not gonna worry about intelligence or wisdom, because since you're learning the game, you're gonna have a lot easier time by playing these two classes first. The good thing about this game is that the replayability will allow you to play many times, so you can try like a mage later and maybe mix it with another class. So, as you can see, you have your special abilities when you start. You can choose which supply you want to start with. Choosing minor healing potion is good because it will allow you to recuperate when you screw up in a fight. However, in this game you're most likely gonna try to always fight one-on-one. So in here the speed potion is really good later in the game, and you can always get money. However, money, I'm gonna teach you how to make easy money, so just go with the minor healing potion. Now on these rings, none of them are really good. However, I've checked and analyzed them all, and I've seen that grabbing at the start the leech ring will allow you to get some health back when you fight. Like I said, the other ones are not really good, and you're most likely gonna toss this ring in between starting and mid game, so I suggest going with leech. Then the difficulty will make obviously things a lot harder. If you're going to play the first time, I suggest that you go novice and click on this slow hunger thirst, which will make your character not need to eat and drink water so as often as it should be on a higher difficulty. This is a small cutscene which shows you just the head start of the story. I'm not gonna spoil anything for you. Just gonna say that the story it's very deep in several aspects of the game, especially considering how simplistic the game is, because you're going to find out that the game is really easy to play. However, you are going to be able to master a lot of different things, especially on your second or third playthrough. Yeah, it was talking about Jax. Jax is this little guy right here, the wolf. This wolf is like your pet, your companion, and he will fight for you and with you. You can obviously tame other animals, and you will learn how to do it later. However, I'm going to say that at the start, Jax is a really good pet. He will help you DPS monsters, he will tank them sometimes, and it will allow you, since you're an archer, which you will employ a lot of time kiting. When I mean kiting, it's when you don't let the enemies get to you. He will be able to chomp on their butts and do some damage while you kite. You know, you move, you shoot an arrow, then you move, you shoot an arrow, etc. Okay, so the first thing that you need to learn about Jax is that he's got a small menu down here, which is when you see Jax. If you click on it, you will see a lot of options. Like you can give him items for him to hold, you can send him to screw and go away, you can tell him to stop or stay in somewhere, because it's going to be really useful later in the game when you find traps that shoot stuff at you. And Jax will follow you, so he will get usually in front or across the firing range and either the path of the fireball, for example, or the arc of AoE spells, and he will pretty much die all the time. And however, it's not really important, because you can revive him with the phoenix eggs that at the start you don't really have many, but you will find them in trees and different ways. However, learning to tell him to stop and stay will allow you to make better strategy in some fights. However, we're going to tell him to follow us here, with right here. This way, when you move, he will follow you. And if you fight, he will fight with you. Okay? Alright. Now, what you should first know is that this is your house, or your grandpa's house. This is where the story starts. And as you can see, you can identify several things in the game that seems a lot complex, or like a lot of things to do. But however, it's really simple. Like for example, you see a plant right here. If you hover your mouse, you'll be able to see what it is. And as you thought, this plant will allow you to collect a plant. You just left click on it. And you can go on do that with every plant that you see. For example, here, live herb. There's another one right here, brittle cap. And this is the land nettle. I'm not gonna talk about alchemy right now. I will leave that for another video. However, alchemy, it's really useless at the start of the game. Like, you're not really going to make anything. You're going to use it later on. Some potions really give you an edge in fights and stuff, and you're going to end up the first hours of the game just collecting stuff, okay? Now, for example, you have trees as well, like this tree. If you click on it, oh, yeah, there's different types of trees that you can get different types of wood. However, there are also these trees, like the apple and pear trees, that they will just give you food. For example, I clicked on that tree, it gave me apples. I got 8 apples that restore health, mana, and also will be used for hunger and thirst, which is you open the inventory with the I key. If you open the C key, you'll see your character, and in here you see the hydrated and fed indicators, like 79% hydrated and 55% fed. This will say that your character is mildly fed, and it has a good hydration right now. However, it's always useful to have them over 100%, like let's say hydrated always, or try to always be at 150%. They give you buffs, and that's always good. However, finding water is really simple. Like for example, there's this little well right here where you can actually drink from it. And also, you can refill your canteen, which is this thing right here. It will allow you to drink water when you're not around one. However, like I was saying, you have a personal house or space that you can access pretty much any time, and you can build one of these things and you can drink as much as you like. So don't really worry about water. However, if you see, we drank from this well several times, saying I'm already well hydrated. Now you check here and hydration is 150%. Okay? So water is simple. Food is another thing, because food, you need to either find it or hunt it. And at the start of the game could be a little bit problematic because you don't really have many ways to get food. Like, you see, there's little things like vegetables that you can pick up and eat. However, they belong to somebody. So you're gonna wanna avoid being called a thief at the start. You start with 5 raw deer meats and a loaf of bread. Now this raw deer meat, as you see, it only quenches 3% of hunger. Now what you are going to do is you're going to come here to this fire camp. And in this fire camp, if you click on it, you see that there's wood and there's a place where you can put the meat. And if we see, there's a progress bar down there. That progress bar down there will teach you how is it cooking. It's still a raw deer meat. When it reaches half, it goes half-baked deer meat. And as you see, hunger quenches now 15%. You keep letting it being cooked and it's going to get roasted or baked. Yeah, baked. There it is. You right-click and you loot it. Now, as you can see, this baked deer meat, now it restores 35% of hunger plus 35% health. You can always assign it to one of your hotbars down here. Like, for example, you click on it and you just drag him to the quick slot bar down here. You can do the same with water, etc. Alright, now you're going to learn how to get some more wood. For example, this tree right here, you just click on it. If you have a sewing axe equipped, you're going to be able to cut a tree down. Where you find that? Here in the weapons tab. As you can see, there's a pickaxe, a shovel, a saw, a hoe, a hammer, and a woodcutter's axe. This is the one that allows you to cut some trees. As you can see, durability goes down, and when the woodcutter's axe gets to durability 0, you're not going to be able to cut more trees. Now what you do is, in the game, you're going to be able to acquire more woodcutter's axes, and same with the pickaxes, which will allow you to mine stuff from different rocks. Okay? I'll teach you later on how to get more, which is actually really simple. However, let's see this. There's a stone right here. We're gonna mine it. And as we can see here in the materials, we got some stone and iron ore. This iron ore is going to be your main way, or the faster or easier way to get money early in the game. Now, to smelt the minerals, we're gonna need wood as well. So let's chop a few more trees and then let's mine some. There's always some mushrooms and stuff that you can be picking as you move. Oh, let's see, there's a deer right there and a fawn. These little guys, when you kill them, they're going to give you food. I mean, raw materials like meats that you can cook like I told you earlier, and you can feed yourself up. So the easiest part of these animals is that they don't retaliate. They don't fight back. You're just going to shoot them, kill them, and they won't just do things. They're just going to freaking run away from you. So I'm going to teach you how to do combat, which is simple. Here, down here, you have the shoot button, since you're an archer, and you have the attack button, which is a physical attack, which right now you cannot use because you're not a swordsman. So you're stuck with doing shooting, alright? These other ones are your pet spells and skills, which I will cover in another video as well. Now we're gonna focus on shoot. Since it's already selected, when you hover your mouse over the deer, you're gonna see a red sword on it. How to attack him with the right mouse button. The left one will allow you to move, and the right one will allow you to fire your bow. Here, I'm gonna shoot my bow. As you can see, I heard him, but he started running. So there's always this skill which is called blinding shot that you can use once every 28 turns. And don't be scared about the amount of turns because they pass really fast. Let's right click on the blinding shot. And now right click on the deer. We'll shoot him and blind him. Well, if you hit him actually. Okay, he's hit. Now, if you let the turns pass, he's going to be wandering around with like moving in all directions since he's blinded. You see, he keeps moving. This is pretty much useless against deers since they don't fight back. However, you can use this against enemies that they actually going to hurt you. So, let's just shoot him. Oh, you have to select again shooting. Yeah. Remember that when you're fighting, the hardest part is to get used that every time that you use an ability, you need to switch back to the other one or choose a different one. Because otherwise your character is just gonna say that you can't do that anymore. So let's finish off that deer. Right clicking on him. Oh, it missed. Again. There, he's dead. And as you can see, there's a small loot bag that he left when he died. Let's actually kill the other fawns well, so we loot more than one thing at once. Alright, he's dead. Okay, let's loot this bag. You can interact with it with the left your mouse button like everywhere. Oh, look at that, that's a bear. Alright, that's an animal that's gonna fight back. And yeah, we're gonna kill him. Most of the stuff in this game will be useful for crafting stuff, so I'll suggest that you pick up anything you find. Now, this game doesn't worry about carrying capacity, or more than carrying capacity. It's like you can pick up a million of things and you can hold them. You're only going to be limited for by the amount of squares that you can hold stuff. However, most or all the things fit in one square, so later on you're going to need to put some stuff away, but that will teach you how to do that when I teach you how to build your own personal space. So let's kill this bear. You see the sword is white, so he's out of range. So I'm going to let him get close to me because we are already in combat. As you can see, the turn 15 appeared and the music changed, so we're in combat. How you can skip a turn? It's simple. You press space. You see the bears coming closer. Still out of range. I'm gonna pass another turn. Still out of range. I'm going to move a little bit, so... No, I'm gonna leave there. No, I'm gonna move up so we keep our distance, because remember that objects block your view. Now, the sword is red. Let's blind him first so we can get a few shots out of him without he getting close to us. Oh right, I got a critical strike. Oh crap, I got blocked by the tree. Alright, let's regroup. Let's move a little bit, because it's only 3 turns that he remains blinded, so he's gonna come charging at us at any time. Yeah, here he comes. Let's switch back to shoot. As you can see, we can start shooting him. Yeah, there we go. He's receiving some damage. However, he still has 694 hit points left. So, I'm going to shoot him one more time and then I'm gonna move. Oh, wait. We can always use these pet abilities. Like, for example, the Wolf Enrage. He will do more damage, which will be good since we're gonna be kiting the bear. You right click on him and Jax is automatically going to do that in the next turn. So let's move. As you can see, you can do it continuously. You don't really have to pause every turn. Alright, we got some room. And as we can see, there's only 5 turns left for my blinding shot again. Like I said, 28 turns doesn't sound a lot when you're moving. So let's keep shooting at this bastard. Alright. Okay, he's at 400 hit points, 2 more turns. Let's move. Oh, one more thing. If you get near the village, the other villagers will most likely help you kill the stuff. Alright, he's done. Let's blind him one more time, just for laughs. Alright, you're done. damn. Okay, he's dead. Whew, it took us a few shots. Oh, I want to explain something real quick right here. You see, you gain 30 experience for killing that bear. However, you don't really... You're not really going to advance a lot in this game by killing stuff. You get a lot more experience by completing quests, which are quite simple, and they let you learn about how the story is working. So you're going to learn that later on when I show you how to do the starting 2 quests. But in here you're going to... Let's loot what that bear dropped. Okay, we got some bear meat and some leather. Like I said, you shouldn't be just cooking all the raw meats because you're going to learn cooking later on, and that's going to allow you to make better dishes. However, if you can see this, we have right here... I thought we baked some stuff. I could have sworn we baked some stuff early on. Maybe I left it in the fire pit. No, it's not there. Well, whatever. Alright. You should always keep an amount of, let's say, 15 to 20 roasted meats so you can, like, eat regularly without having to go back to your special place. And you're going to be able to... like I said, move quite easily from one place to another. I will show you that right after I finish with the mining lesson, which is right here. I told you I was gonna show you how to make money. Alright. You mine these stones the same way you cut trees. You just left click on it, and as long as your pickaxe has durability, you're gonna be able to mine stuff. Alright, there's a potion. Let's mine a few more of these scattered little things. Cut leaf berry. Oh, look at this. These are the strange bushes. These are scattered treasures that are one of the types of the treasures that you can find. If you left click on it, because you should be able to see the glow when you move close to it. It should glow. Come on, glow. I know you glow. I didn't want to glow now. But you should be able to see them glow. That's how I noticed it was here. I don't really remember all of them. But they're scattered everywhere. If you left click on it, you're going to see that there's treasure. Blood and the spider fang. Alright. I will show you another way to get good treasure that has actually better loot. And they're also scattered everywhere. Actually, there's one very close from here. Yep, right here. You see this dirt pile? That dirt pile is usually a place where it holds several different good stuff. However, you need to be careful because sometimes monsters prop out of them, so I will always suggest that you quick save with F5, then you can just quick load with F9. Now, usually larvas is what pops out of these dirt piles, which are not really hard to kill. The problem is that they will disease the floor, and you sometimes walk over that and you're dead. And also, I shouldn't be spoiling this surprise, but sometimes it's not really cool to like dying out of nowhere. When you kill them, they explode, and that explosion, if you are close to it, it will damage you. All right. Remember that they can also kill your pet. So let's click on this dirt pile. There we have a skull and a thick fang. Alright, as you can see, these dirt holes are going to have treasures all the time. Okay, so let's go and talk to our grandpa so I can show you how to complete the first quest. You can talk to him and he will tell you about the story about what happened, which is a burnt house that you will find just west from here, but I'm not gonna spoil the story for you. Okay. Now he gave you a quest. If you press J, which is the journal, it will show the quest that you have. Alright. He sends you to talk to Thursa and Cardio, which is the disappearance of the Pack family, which is the main story that you're going to find out. However, when you start the game, you're probably not going to worry about the main storyline. You're going to want to discover the game because there's so much to do, so much stuff to see and discover. You can explore this huge world, and as much as the map doesn't look so big, you're going to find out that there's a lot of hidden things that you can actually do and play. This game actually, it will consume you. It will make your time pass so fast. Like, you're going to start playing and it's going to be, I don't know, 11 in the morning, and you're going to check again, it's going to be 3 p.m. Yeah, it's just like that. It's like 5 more minutes, 2 more turns, and you're going to keep playing and playing and playing, and you're probably never going to end up having nothing to do, which is kind of cool. Alright, I'm going to show you this one. I should give 2 pieces of deer meat to Edmund and Winnie. You remember we already got deer meat when we killed those fawns and deers up there. So, Winnie and Edmund are these 2 douchebags that are living here. So, let's talk with this bitch. And you can see I can give her 2 pieces of meat. Like, they have been like all-time neighbors, and you can just give them for free, which is right here. You can just charge them $10, which is the money in this game. Let's be a nice guy and give it for nothing, alright? We completed the quest. And as you can see, she gave us 100 experience. You press C, and you can see that your experience is right here. Questing will allow you to advance the first few levels quite easily, alright? Now, she told us to go get her some bees. She wants 10 bees. As I recall, we have 1. How do you get bees? Usually, you can find these beehives, just like this thing right here. Well, these ones are not good for, because they're theirs, or you can also get them from trees. However, I'm going to suggest you don't worry about that. Like, you just keep exploring and you will get the bees eventually. Then you can return and give the bees to them and get some experience and stuff. If I recall correctly, there's a beehive around here somewhere. As you chop some trees, you're gonna be able to clear paths, which will allow you to oh, let's see. We got 1 bee out of chopping a tree, as you can see. You will be able to find so many different stuff by just exploring, which is the most fun part of the game. Alright fellas, I'm gonna leave this video up to here. This show you the basics of the games. I've played this game a lot of hours, and I started like 3 times or 4 times, and I've always had fun doing it. So I'm going to end it right here. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to navigate a little bit better in this world and how to find a few good places of interest in early game. I'm probably going to make a 3rd episode after that in showing you how to improve your professions and how to get alchemy and how to make money, because I said that I was gonna teach you that right now, but I don't want to extend this video so much, so I'm just going to tell you a little hint, which I already told you a few minutes ago, which is minerals. Iron ore and silver ore are the ones that are going to give you the early money, because you're gonna find them pretty much everywhere, and after you smelt them, you can pretty much get 70 or 80 thal out of each bar, which will allow you to get whatever you need at the start, okay? Alright, thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you can keep finding out how to play some cool games. See you later, bye.